Happy Friday, guys. Today's home workout is for time. One movement, 30 squat clean and jerks for time. So you're doing that squat clean from the floor, catching it in the bottom of the front squat. You can use your kettlebell or any object that you have at home that you feel comfortable doing a clean with. Then you're gonna stand it up, then go for your jerk from there. So we're not doing a squat clean and thruster, we're doing a squat clean and jerk. If you don't feel comfortable with the skill of the jerk quite yet, make sure you still stop when you fully open up the hips and stand up from your front squat, and then either go for that push press or go for your strict press, depending on what the weight is like for you when you're using it at home. This workout, guys, is meant to be nice and fast, so you want to get at least 3 to 5 reps done within every minute. Since you might not have a barbell or as heavy as a weight as prescribed for today's workout, I want you to try to aim to get at least 5 or more reps per minute to be able to finish between below sub 10 or 10 minutes there. So goal is to finish this one under 10 minutes by doing 5 reps or more every minute on the minute in this workout here. And again, try to pick your progressions that will allow you to do that. Something shouldn't be too heavy, should be something that you do 5 or more reps with. Once you finish that workout, we're gonna finish off with a cool down 120-second hamstring stretch per side. Play around with the style of hamstring stretch that you want. You can do it on the floor, kind of just bending over towards that side, or using a band or a belt to kind of add that resistance and pull in towards you to stretch out the hamstrings. Play around with it, whichever one kind of works out for you, but hang out in each position for about 2 minutes per side. Hope you guys enjoy this workout and get after that cool down, and we'll see you guys next for the warm-up video.
Okay, for the warm-up, we're gonna start off with such a great drill here. In your hollow position, doing 5 hip circles. Now, to get into your hollow position, you can start by lowering one vertebrae down on the ground at a time, starting with your lumbar, so your low back. So push your belly button to the floor, then laying down slowly and controlled until you get to mid-back or your shoulder blade area. From there, you can raise your heels. If that's too tough to get into it, another way to get into it is keep your heels up, tuck your chin, roll your chest towards your thighs to round your upper back. If that's hard, you can support yourself with your hand by grabbing your calves behind your knees or your thighs. When you find where your hands you want to keep them, from there you can challenge yourself a little bit further by lowering your heels. Okay, when you find that position that is contracting your core muscles and is challenging you, stay there. From there, you're gonna add a hip circle. So you're gonna go hip circle for 5, looking at how smooth and controlled that circle is. Okay, then you're gonna switch sides. Maybe you wanna challenge yourself a little more. You're gonna do a nice small circle on both sides. Again, going for 5 on both sides. That's such a great movement because yes, you're activating your core, you gotta stay in control of it, you gotta breathe, but that hip circle starts helping you activate the front side as well, so your hip flexors, your psoas, which is it's a muscle that is underdeveloped or we're not aware of how to activate it. That's a great way. That muscle will help you lift up your thighs, avoid clean up your mechanics, whether you're running, guys, or avoid dropping your chest too much in a squat, or when you're jumping, let's say, onto a box, avoid landing with your chest forward too much, which will keep your stance and your stride or your landing positions a lot lighter on your feet. Okay, so such a great warm-up drill, guys, to do. You're doing, again, 5 on both sides. When you're done that, then single-legged, heels off the ground, single-legged glute bridges. So hip up, back down, hip up, back down. Try not to swing the leg up, just raise your hips, squeeze your bum, back down. Again, going for 15 on both sides. We're doing all that just once. Once you are done that, whether it be dumbbells, kettlebells, a barbell, PVC plank, even bands, we're gonna go into the next part of your warm-up, which is 2 rounds. You're gonna go into your Pendlay Row. So I'm gonna use dumbbells here. Pendlay Row, you're hinging at the hips, so stick your bum back, soften the knees, try to keep your shins vertical, perpendicular to the floor. Drop your chest if you can, without rounding your back, and as low as you can. From there, you're gonna retract your shoulder blades, roll it up. If you're using a barbell, try to touch the plates, if you have finger plates, to the floor. If you're using dumbbells, depending on the size of the dumbbell, you might touch the ground. Mine are a little bit small, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna row, then I'm gonna extend my arm. I'm gonna row, extend my arm. As I'm doing that, I'm activating my hamstrings, I'm keeping my core tight. I'm focused on that shoulder blade movement, but my entire body has to stay under tension to keep my back flat. You're going for 15 of those. Once you're done the 15, then you're going into a sumo stance. Sumo stance, Romanian deadlift. So, wide with your stance, hinge at your hips, soft knees, touch that object. Maybe it's the plate, maybe it's a dumbbell, to the floor, maybe it's a kettlebell, okay? If you're rowing it, or with band, sorry, if you're doing it with the band, you would have the band, same thing, don't touch the floor with your arms, okay? From the side, and wide stance, hinge at the hips, touch your object to the floor. As you come up, try to push the floor away to help you activate your rowing. You're doing that 10 for 10 repetitions, then you're repeating the rows one more time for 15, finishing off with the 10 deadlifts in that sumo stance again, guys. Have a great warm-up and enjoy your workout.
Last thing, guys, is that clean. So it is a squat clean. If you have a barbell, if you have a kettlebell, dumbbell, we're doing squat cleans. If you're not comfortable pulling from the ground and you're new to the squat clean, you're just learning it, let's work just from that hang position. So remember, just bringing it down to about the knees, making sure the hips are back, and we're folded forward to get ourselves in that good hang position. Only go down to the floor if you are keeping that back nice and flat and you feel comfortable doing the full movement. So the kettlebell staying tight to the body, or the barbell staying tight to the body, and all the movement mechanics are there. So for the push press, remember it's one continuous movement, so you're not re-dipping in the knees. Just make sure you squeeze those glutes, lock out those knees as you extend straight up. So if you're going single object, you can go 10 and 10 per side here. With that dip and drive, remember, as we're coming down, we want to stay nice and vertical. So you don't want to deviate that back ankle at all. We want to keep it nice and straight, almost like as if I were leaning against that wall and I'm just going down with the length of the wall there, so I'm staying nice and straight. So think about that, guys. You're dipping down, staying nice and tall. Weight is going to be a little bit more in that heel as you're coming down. On the way up, guys, driving hard through the legs. As soon as we extend those legs, those knees, we're going to be driving that weight overhead. And again, once we're over here, squeeze the shoulder blades together, make sure they're back and down before you start that next rep. You can go continuously, or you can stop in that front rack position if you need to reset. Remember, you're going to dip and drive up. As I'm bringing it down, it's about an inch off my shoulder, about a centimeter there. I'm going to start dipping down so that I can start my next rep. So control the way down, getting ready, dip, going into that next rep.
Okay, I got my gambling pose here. Getting ready for this stretch we're about to do, guys. Going for a 2-minute hamstring stretch. First option we're going to give you here is just reaching for your hand or your foot with your hand. So as you reach forward, your leg is locked out, so at the knee it's locked out. You are going to round your back a little bit here. That's fine, but you're trying to feel that in that hamstring. So as you're holding it in the 2-minute for the 2 minutes, try to dig a little bit deeper by either reaching over your foot a little more, or as you actually doing kind of wiggling side to side to feel different areas of that hamstring. Breathe through it as you let go of your breath. try to see if you can sink down a little bit deeper. Again, 2 minutes, you got time to play with it, so play with it. So this is your first stretch. Second stretch here is take a belt, take a skipping rope, take a band, it's available to you, take it over and wrap it around your arch of your foot. You can pull your heel up towards you, keeping that leg straight. You can then start getting into your inner hamstring by dropping to the inside. If you don't feel much of a stretch, play around with it by maybe bending your knee, or you can even externally rotate at the hip, maybe internally rotate. Again, bottom line, you're playing with it for the 2 minutes while you're down there, guys. So see what feels tight for you, play with it. Then when you're done the 2 minutes, you're gonna switch to the other side. So we're going for 4 minutes of mobility, flexibility today, specifically for the hamstring, whether it's the inner hamstring or not, guys. You find which area feels a little tight. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for the workout.